This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Good Thursday morning. Time now is 4:27. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Nicole Griffin. We are following a story this morning about allegations into a popular tourism destination, Fair Oaks Farms, about animal cruelty there.
Yeah, this story has made national headlines after videos surfaced of alleged abuse taking place at this farm. You could see men in these videos, workers seemingly abusing, kicking these poor baby calves here. The Newton County Sheriff's Office says they are investigating right now. They will work with the prosecutor's office should any charges be filed. So we are going to continue to follow this story. I know many of you out there have been asking if we are looking into this, and we are. We are also following breaking news from this morning, a robbery that ended in a shooting overnight. This all happened around 2 a.m.
Yeah, this happened as a man was going to check on his friend near Udell and MLK Streets. Apparently his friend lives in a car near that area. When a few men approached that man that was checking on his friend, they robbed him, and then he was also shot during that altercation there. We do know that he is expected to be okay. I believe he was shot in the leg.
Yeah. No info on suspects at this time. All right, our Alyssa Donovan joining us right now for a check at our forecast. What do we have on deck for this Thursday?
So it's looking like a pretty quiet day. We could see a few stray showers in the afternoon, but a pretty small chance of that at best. Right now, it's quiet on the radar. We just have a few stray showers to the north of us, right around Kokomo, but what you're seeing right around Indianapolis is really just false returns on our radar. To the south of us, we have this front that's sort of just stalled out. So that's the one that could bring us a few showers as we head into the afternoon. We could see that push northward a little bit later today, but for the most part, we're looking at a dry, partly sunny day, mostly cloudy to start out, and then we could see just some peaks of sunshine as we head into the afternoon. It's going to be a little bit humid out there as well. We are seeing some patchy fog this morning. Temperatures will climb into the low 80s, and tomorrow also looking pretty good with just a small chance of a stray shower before the weekend when we do have some more chances of showers and thunderstorms.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. And today marked 75 years since the D-Day invasion in France, the invasion by the Allies that started the end of World War II and the Nazi regime. A long day of ceremonies is planned not only across our country, but they are already underway at Omaha Beach. As we remember the heroic actions by the Allies 75 years ago, we are going to sit down with a World War II vet to talk about what he remembers from that day. We'll have that story plus plenty of news, weather, and traffic here to start your Friday, Junior, on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Allegations of animal cruelty at a popular Indiana tourist destination. This morning, we're learning more about the possible legal action being taken against those involved.
Plus, a central Indiana county wanting to change the way it protects animals against abuse and neglect. We're breaking down the reason behind the changes.
And a Johnson County business has new owners this morning. The reason behind the change and why the switch took so long. It's 4:30 on your Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Nicole Griffin. Elena Martella in this morning, keeping a close eye on traffic for us. But first, let's start with Storm Team 6's Alyssa Donovan. Alyssa, you said today's going to be pretty nice overall.
Yeah, so we're going to see a mostly quiet day in the weather department. Temperatures are climbing into the 80s. We're starting warm again today. Just a small chance of a stray shower this afternoon at best, and most of that would be to the south of Indianapolis. Right now, 67 degrees in Indianapolis, a warm start, 65 in Tipton and 64 in Richmond. We do have some patchy fog as well out there. 5 miles of visibility in Muncie, and we're just down to 7 miles of visibility in Indianapolis. We just have a little bit of moisture hanging around, and that's just from a front that's stalled out just to the south of us. Now, we're not seeing a lot of rain activity from that, just a few showers to the north right around Muncie, but what you're seeing right around Indianapolis is just a few false returns. So quiet on the radar. To the south, though, we do have a flash flood warning in effect. That's for Lawrence and Jackson County right now. That only goes until 5 a.m. this morning, so just for the next half hour or so here. That's just because law enforcement has reported some flash flooding in the area, also including right along I-65. The rest of the day, we're just going to see peaks of sunshine throughout the day, mostly cloudy to start, and then by the afternoon, we could see that front just slide up into parts of central Indiana, mainly for southern counties for the afternoon and early evening. We could see a few stray showers, possibly a spot thunderstorm or two. Temperatures today will climb into the 80s, starting today in the 60s across the area, mostly cloudy skies, right around 82 degrees for our high.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. Not too much happening on the roadways right now. If you're coming in from this northwest side, heading southbound on I-65 from I-865 up in the dogleg down to I-70 downtown should only take you about 17 minutes, so all's moving along just fine. Let's take a look at the roads right now. Here's a look at I-70 at State Road 267. This is towards the airport, past the airport, shall I say. You can see all's moving along just fine over there in Plainfield. Let's take a look up on the northeast side. 465 at Allisonville Road rings true up here. Right now the roads are dry, but as you're making your way to work this morning, just be sure to pay attention to any areas there might be ponding because of last night's rainfall.
Elena, thank you. Investigators are now looking into allegations of animal cruelty at one of the state's most popular agritourism destinations. We told you about the undercover video captured at Fair Oaks Farms in northwest Indiana. Now the Newton County Sheriff's Office says it's been made aware of the video. They are also asking for the names of those fired by the farm for animal cruelty, as well as any witnesses that failed to report the abuse. The Sheriff's Office says it will work with prosecutors to file charges for any criminal activity that's uncovered.
Howard County is making changes to better address animal abuse and neglect. County Councilman John Roberts is working with the Kokomo Humane Society to draft new ordinances for care and treatment of animals. The shelter director says they can't confiscate an animal if it has food, water, and shelter, even if the shelter is a cardboard box. A 12-member committee will look at ordinances in other cities like Indianapolis. Indy's ordinance has requirements for shelter, fenced enclosures, tethering, and when to bring an animal inside during extreme weather. Howard County wants to do something similar.
We need to get those things so that we can say, no, these are the boxes you have to check and you haven't checked them, and then we have to have the ability to take that animal.
While the ordinances are in the works in Howard County and the city of Kokomo, the Humane Society is working to improve its live release rate. It's currently 93%, meaning 93% of animals leave the shelter alive, either through adoption, foster, transfer, or they're reunited with their owner.
A landmark Greenwood business is officially under new ownership months after the store claimed it already made the change. Records for the Mrs. Curl ice cream shop at the Secretary of State's office no longer have the name of John Casson. Police arrested Casson in April for possession of child pornography. The 75-year-old had owned the ice cream shop since 1997. In a Facebook post that was later deleted, the shop claimed it had transitioned to new ownership in January because of Casson's age and pending retirement. However, Call 6 Investigates found documents filed in February still listed Casson as the principal owner.
Years of battling between the town of Brownsburg and some property owners surrounding an annexation plan is over this morning. This week, the Indiana Supreme Court ruled Brownsburg, quote, did not satisfy its burden to proving it had met the statutory requirements for annexing the disputed territory, end quote. So the city will not be able to annex nearly 4,500 acres of nearby land. It's been trying to do so for more than 5 years.
A scary scene on the highway in Hancock County. A car going the wrong way on I-70. The driver continued for several minutes at least. The Hancock County Sheriff's Department tells RTV6 the driver was not impaired, and when an officer questioned the driver, he said he was going the wrong direction because it was faster. The situation did not cause any crashes. Police arrested the man for reckless driving.
A big traffic project starting next week could impact how you get around the city, especially if you frequent the west side. Our Elena Martella is here to break it all down. Hey, Elena.
Hey there, Meredith. So the Indianapolis Department of Public Works announcing a resurfacing project on 2 heavily traveled west side roads. The project will impact Crawfordsville Road from Cunningham Road to Auburn Street, and DPW will also be resurfacing 16th Street from Poco Street to Lafayette Road. You'll still be able to get through both areas, but there will be some lane closures and ultimately some backups. And the projects are part of a $6.5 million project to pave repave nearly 20 miles of roads in the Circle City this summer. Both projects will start on Monday, and I'll help you get around the construction next week here on Good Morning Indiana.
All right, Elena, thank you. An Adams County woman getting quite the scare after 3 deer crashed through her apartment window. Police say the 74-year-old woman was in her Decatur retirement home when the deer crashed through her bedroom window. The woman called 911. When officers arrived, they found the woman trapped on the sofa, her walker knocked over, and 1 deer jumping around the room. Officers say they restrained and removed 1 deer. 2 others trapped in a bathroom were tranquilized and released. The woman wasn't injured, but the deer did some pretty extensive damage to her apartment.
Oh, dear.
How scary.
Still ahead on Good Morning Indiana, 75 years ago today, thousands of troops died in an event that would change the course of World War II. After the break, we're taking a look at how they're being remembered. Alyssa.
We have mostly dry conditions today, mostly dry tomorrow as well before those changes roll in for the weekend. I'll break down the details coming up.
Day at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Time now 4:40. Here's a look at I-465 at Meridian Street up on the north side. All's moving along just fine without delay, but stay tuned. I'll have your latest traffic update coming up in just a few minutes.
Elena, thank you. This morning, commemorations in Normandy, the world pausing to remember D-Day 75 years after the historic invasion turned the tide of World War II.
President Trump is visiting the cemetery where thousands of American heroes gave their lives liberating Europe from the Nazis. ABC's Jennifer Eccleston reports from London.
Remembering the valor and sacrifice of Allied soldiers who fought and died on Normandy's beaches during D-Day.
75 years later, do you still remember that day?
Yes, sir. Vividly. Yes, sir.
A World War II air, sea, and land attack that paved the way for the liberation of Western Europe from the Nazis.
This whole beach, whole section, as far as the eye could see, was just men coming ashore, coming ashore. Unbelievable.
President Trump and the First Lady honoring the American fallen at the U.S. cemetery in Colleville-sur-Mer. Here, over 9,000 are buried, most of whom lost their lives on those beaches. Joining the couple, the first family of France, President Emmanuel Macron and his wife, Brigitte. The two leaders will deliver remarks, lay wreaths, and pay their respects overlooking Omaha Beach, where on June 6, 1944, over 2,000 American troops perished.
I still am weeping within some, because I saw so many young guys that day lost their lives.
The two families will observe a 21-gun salute, a flyover, and joint French and American playing of taps by buglers. Hundreds of military veterans are expected to attend the service.
I don't want anybody to forget this. It's too important. It's just too important to our country.
After the service, the president meets privately with the French president. He'll wrap up his trip in Ireland before heading back to Washington. Jennifer Eccleston, ABC News, London.
If you're a U.S. veteran who has been waiting for an appointment at a VA hospital, you may have new options starting today. The Department of Veterans Affairs may allow you to get care at a private facility if you have to wait more than 20 days for an appointment. You used to have to wait 30 days. Congress adopted these changes last year as a way to help vets get treatment faster. Some 8,000 urgent care clinics are also included in this rollout.
This morning, cruise passengers destined for Cuba are on a new course. At midnight, new Trump administration regulations banned U.S. cruise ship from traveling to Cuba. According to Cuban government statistics released in May, nearly 60% of American travelers who visited Cuba in 2019 came aboard cruise ships. A few cruise ship lines not based in the U.S. will continue to offer Cuba as a destination. President Trump announced plans to restrict U.S. travel to Cuba in April. White House officials say the policy change stems from Cuba's role in supporting U.S. adversaries in places like Venezuela and other political differences.
Nope, that is not rain on the radar over San Diego County, California. Tuesday, it actually is a swarm of ladybugs. So many ladybugs are flying around the area. It was picked up on the National Weather Service's radar. The bloom, as it is called, measured about 80 miles wide. While the prospect of seeing a massive collection of bugs flying around might seem terrifying, experts say many people on the ground may not have noticed anything different. The concentration of ladybugs was spread out over different elevations as they searched for food. Alyssa, is there any ladybugs on the radar?
I am of the camp.
I don't think we have any right now.
I am of the camp that ladybugs are good luck. So
I agree. So that's just a ton of good luck in one spot.
Yeah, so
Maybe
people in San Diego better buy a lottery ticket tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. We won the lottery today. We are going to see a dry day today and tomorrow. Just a stray chance of some showers as we head into the afternoon. Most of that activity would be to the south of Indianapolis, and the same pattern really set up for tomorrow as well. We are starting with some patchy fog this morning, especially along eastern counties, and then our storm chances really ramp up as we head into the weekend. Right now, temperatures warm to start out this morning, 67 degrees, and it is humid out there and muggy. Winds are out of the south-southeast, right around 3 miles per hour. You can see we do have visibility issues, especially along some of those eastern counties this morning, just down to 2.5 miles of visibility in Muncie and down to 7 miles of visibility in Indianapolis, just because we are seeing some of that patchy fog spreading into the area. On the radar, things are quiet this morning. We just have some false returns on the radar right around Indianapolis, but to the south of us, we still have a flash flood warning in effect for Lawrence and Jackson County, and that's just because law enforcement has reported some flooding on the roadways there, especially along I-65 right in that area. So just be aware if you're heading that direction, you might see some ponding on the roadways. What's going on is we have this frontal system just set up to the south of us. It's really stalled out, and what's going to happen throughout the day is we could see that sneak up northward into the central Indiana area as we head into the afternoon, but for the most part, it is going to stay to the south of us, just bringing us a little bit of cloud coverage and, of course, that moisture that you're seeing as we see that patchy fog across the area. So here's a look at our day today. We're going to see partly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy skies this morning, partly cloudy by the afternoon, and then just a chance of those stray showers, possibly a spot thunderstorm as well, mainly for southern counties if we do see those as we head into the afternoon and early evening hours. Temperatures today will climb into the low 80s. Tomorrow, a similar setup with this system, and then we are going to see those changes really roll in as we head into the weekend. We're going to see a low pressure system move through. That's going to bring us some chances of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, and then a better chance of thunderstorms developing on Sunday. Temperatures are going to drop off a little bit as well as that cold front passes into the lower 80s by Sunday. Today, we're starting in the 60s this morning with mostly cloudy skies and some areas of patchy fog, especially along eastern counties, and then we do have just a chance of a stray shower or two this afternoon, mainly for southern counties, and then temperatures are climbing into the low 80s today. Tomorrow, staying in the low 80s with mostly sunny skies, and then we do have just again a chance of a stray shower or a spot storm, mainly for southern counties. That's due to that same front that stalled out just to the south of us for Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, that's when we see a better chance of those showers and thunderstorms developing. Temperatures really drop back into the 70s as we head into the work week.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. Here's a look at I-65 at the south split, and you can see everything's moving along just fine for your drive without backups or delays right now. So let's take a look at the map coming in from the southwest side. If you're heading eastbound on I-70 into the Circle City, should only take you 12 minutes from Ronald Reagan Parkway up to I-65. So all's moving along without delay or backup right now. Let's hope it stays that way for your morning drive. So let's take one last look at the roads. Here's I-70 at the north split this time, and you can see traffic's moving along in both directions. Just be sure to pay attention to the roadways if there's any ponding left over from all of yesterday's rainfall.
Elena, thank you. The measles is spreading. The number of measles cases across the country now topping 1,000. It's the highest number of cases in a single year since the measles was eliminated nationwide in 2000. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar says the spread of a preventable disease like this is troubling. He says his department is working on, quote, stopping the outbreak and the spread of misinformation about vaccines. More than half of the states are reporting active measles cases, including Indiana.
Sun protection is important year-round, but especially during summer months. A new study shows when it comes to protecting our face, quite a few of us are missing the mark. The study looks at people exposed to UV rays after applying SPF 30 moisturizer and then again after applying SPF 30 sunscreen. Researchers say not only did people apply less when using moisturizer, but they especially missed applying it around the eyes.
If they were told it was a moisturizer, then they put a light coating on and they didn't get very close to their eyes. Most people put a separate eye cream or something like that on when they use a moisturizer. If they were told it was a sunscreen, then they got it right up to the edge, right up to their eyes. They did a much better application and got better SPF protection from the sunscreen simply because of the way that they used it.
Whether you're using a sunscreen or moisturizer with sunscreen, doctors recommend applying products in large amounts and applying them often.
Patriots quarterback Tom Brady is known as Tom Terrific to some fans. Up next, why a legal move by Brady surrounding the name has some calling foul.
Plus, a recent string of garage break-ins has police issuing a warning. Ahead at 5 o'clock, the elaborate steps crooks are taking to get in secure garages. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on the all-new Court TV, we are in a verdict watch in the case of Kellen Winslow II. He is facing 12 counts of sexual misconduct. 5 different accusers came into court to testify against him, and now the 8 men and 4 women of the jury are entering day 3 of deliberations. When they come back with their verdict, we will have it for you live on Court TV.
And don't forget, you can stream the all-new Court TV on your smartphone by visiting CourtTV.com. Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back.
Hey, only on RTV6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Time now is 4:54. Here's a look at I-465 at West 86th Street. Traffic's moving along just fine for your morning drive without delay.
Elena, thank you. Many older sports fans know Tom Terrific to be the nickname for New York Mets Hall of Famer Tom Seaver. More recently, people have called NFL star quarterback Tom Brady Tom Terrific. Now, Brady is trying to cash in on the name by registering to trademark it. Mets fans showed their displeasure over it all at a New York restaurant. They took turns throwing Boston beans at a Tom Brady poster in Jersey. Some of them said they feel Brady's claim on the name is bad timing, as Seaver recently disclosed he's suffering from dementia.
Maybe it's the new athlete who is the I generation, you know, and he's only thinking about himself.
I hate to see someone else try to steal his name.
The Mets Twitter account even got in on the action, tweeting at Tom Brady and his legal team, there was only one Tom Terrific.
A Mississippi couple celebrated becoming empty nesters with a hilarious photo shoot. We'll file this one under parent goals. Amy and Randy English's last child, Haley, moved out of their house recently, and clearly they are not too broken up about it. The session shot by Haley puts a spin on typical new parent photos. It was her mom's idea, but Haley is hoping the pics will boost her budding photography career. As for what's next for her parents, total freedom and viral stardom.
We apologize for this story in advance and suggest you get the kids out of the room unless you want to be singing this all day. Sorry, parents, you just can't escape it. The YouTube sensation Baby Shark is going to be a cartoon on Nickelodeon. Baby Shark became a breakout sensation when it launched on YouTube in November of 2015. Since then, it's gotten nearly 3 billion views and a recorded 20-week streak on the Billboard Hot 100. Nickelodeon hasn't announced a release date just yet. You know what those little guys remind me of? Do you remember that game? Yeah, where the sharks or the fish went around in a circle and you tried to catch them. Yeah.
I just like the dance move.
Thing.
Baby shark. You guys like that?
It's good.
I'm going to do that for my niece and nephew.
Yeah, and then you're going to be watching that all day long and you're going to regret ever opening that door. All right, Alyssa, let's talk about people stepping out the door this morning, what they're going to experience weather-wise.
So a nicer day today. We're going to see mostly cloudy skies to start, some peaks of sunshine this afternoon. We could see a stray shower mostly along those southern counties as we head into the afternoon today. Maybe a thunderstorm, 83 degrees for the high. Same setup tomorrow, partly sunny skies, and then we do have a better chance of showers and storms as we head into Saturday. More likely on Sunday. Those temperatures will start dropping off with that passing cold front. We're back into the 70s to start out the work week.